Let's take you to KwaZulu-Natal now, because the Durban International Book Fair will draw to a close today. This week-long festival is aimed at promoting literacy among young people, especially amid the increasing reliance on technology for leisure. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan, part of our team watching the festival, she joins us now live. And Karinda, we could certainly all use this extra boost to get people reading in the country, especially if the stats around this are anything to go by.
Certainly, in fact, that is one of the talking points here, is looking at the statistics of the number of young South African children who can actually read with understanding, and the importance of raising awareness about reading more books. And I am so tempted to buy all the books here, but let me speak to organizer Karinda. Sir, thanks for joining us. What a wonderful event. Tell us about why you needed to hold this event.
Well, don't restrain yourself. Buy all the books that's here. Now, this has been a remarkable occasion with the Durban International Book Fair. We've had 10,000 people come through the doors, and it's still building. Durban is a UNESCO City of Literature, and we're a little band of volunteers that have put all of this together, and we're so pleased that over 200 authors have come here to grace these stages.
In the conversations you've had, what are the issues you've seen among young children and literature, and the addiction to technology that we see today?
Well, that's been, I think, the real impact of this book fair, that we've had so many thousand school children come here, and I'm grateful that the municipality was able to send buses to get them from the schools. And not only have they been introduced to the printed word in the book, but we've had sessions on AI and how technology can be married to the conventional, traditional book. And I think we fired the imagination of young people who use technology well, but can also respect the traditional book.
Tell us about what reading can do for those of us who might have forgotten to go back to the written word.
Well, there's nothing more exciting than opening the pages of a book and being transported to another world. So whether you're poor or you have lots of money, you can pick up a book somewhere in the library, a battered, pre-loved copy, or buy a book and just experience the world differently. And where in some parts of the world people say that reading is dying, we've seen in this book fair that reading is on the rise.
Maybe some advice. I find it difficult to pick up a book and concentrate. What tips do you have for those of us who maybe used to read but now can't really get back into the room?
Well, we had a session on bibliotherapy that tells you how a book can calm you without having to take Prozac and whatever other things. And so, the beauty of a book is you don't have to finish it in one sitting. You can read in fits and starts, and, most of my books are like dog-eared pages all over them. So you can keep returning to a book. So don't lose courage. Just keep picking up that book, returning to it, even years later.
Lastly, the Durban International Book Fair ends today, but what's next from you for local authors and readers?
Well, the focus of the Durban International Book Fair has always been local. I mean, this is the only book fair on the beach here, the Globe and Suncoast, So that's remarkable. It's the only UNESCO City of Literature in Africa. And we're just a civil society group of volunteers wanting to support this. And we'll have the next book fair right here next August. And this afternoon we'll put out the call for authors who want to join us on this platform next year.
Karinda, thank you so much for your time. He's one of the organizers of the Durban International Book Fair. And Ayanda, among the panel discussions we've sat in, we've really heard about the importance of writing, of local authors coming to the fore, getting assistance from those libraries or various government organizations that can help you to publish, to write local books. And so some of the books that I saw here that piqued my interest was, for example, Letters from Ladysmith, where it's a book about the history of Ladysmith in the KZN Midlands, and various other books here, Guide to Sieges of South Africa, so the wars that occurred in South Africa prior to apartheid and during apartheid as well. So lessons about the history, but also some interesting local stories, like there's a very elderly author here from the Wentworth community who's written books about his journey, and I won't spoil too much, but when he was in in prison at one point, and then his journey about life on the streets. So just South African stories told from the South African perspective. This book fair ends today, but what the organizers say is that going forward, they will have various other elements just to promote local writing or writing for South Africans, but also reading from a young point, so as young children to start picking up books and reading to better your own literacy, but also just in terms of gaining confidence as you read a book and you're able to read to understand. So those are the conversations here from the Durban International Book Fair.
Absolutely. Karinda, Jagmohan, the site of much envy given the kind of books you're surrounded by there. For now, Karinda, live to us there from Durban. Thanks very much indeed.